My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Made for Love, and I'm a psychic medium and social scientist. So today what we're going to do a what is a karmic cooking, okay? So if you have a third party or a karmic connected to your relationship, we are going to tap into that third person. And we're not doing that just to be aware of what they might have planned for you, especially if they have plans to destabilize your life in any kind of way. We're also watching this for our healing because once we have a third party that is connected to our connection, they are mirroring back to us an aspect of ourselves that we may still need to do some shadow work on. Okay, so we're going to begin. Let's tap in and see who we are linking with today. We're going to look at their energy towards you. We're going to look at the emotions that might be driving their energies towards you, what they're cooking up, or what are their intentions. And then we're going to look at the core wounds that are driving these energies, as well as what might be happening in their life that might be influencing their attitude or their energies towards you. In the extended, we're going to look at what's happening in their relationship that's influencing these energies, what's happening, how are they perceiving your person at this time, what do they know about you and your person's connection, and then we're going to look at your person's next actions towards you. Okay, so let us begin. Underneath the deck, we have the Buddha Vista, and this is about that journey, that shamanic journey that we're all meant to take, where we rise out of, the gunk. We rise out of the gunk of all beginnings and evolve. All right, so this is what Spirit wants to indicate is the underlying energy today. So somebody on an evolutionary journey, like everybody else, Okay, the energy generally, what we're tapping into, we have the orphan. All right, so remember we just talked about rising out of the gunk. So Spirit is giving us an idea of what kind of challenges this person may have faced early on in their life. First of all, they didn't come from a stable home. That's the first indication we're getting. And the reason why we can say that is because of these trees. You see they have leaves? They have no leaves. There's no leaves, there's no fruit. Okay? So everything on this tree, it's not bearing fruit, far less fruit that can rot. Okay? So that's the first thing. It's almost like the hands of death. Actually, so this person kind of doomed or relegated to a crazy ass childhood from beginning, right? So if they had any sort, in my culture we say sometimes we say that you weren't brought up, you were dragged up. So it's the bare minimum. That's what we see here. It was the bare minimum that was given to this person, and it feels like they might have been on a lot of emotional abandonment or even physical abandonment. So we may even be tapping into someone that maybe grew up in the foster system, or they may have grown up with somebody else other than their biological parents, and that's because their biological parents couldn't take care of them, and then their foster parents or whoever raised them up didn't do that much of a better job. They just did the bare minimum, enough to pass and not get child protective services called in on them, right? So this is who we're tapping into. Bare minimum, emotional and physical abandonment, and basically feeling like they were left with the wolves, a lamb to the slaughter, unprotected. Yeah, unprotected. And this almost looks like, like creepy hands reaching out. So I feel for some of them as well, there might have been physical abuse, even SA, okay, SA or molestation. I think we're tapping into that as well. Okay, so rough beginning, the threadbare. And Spirit is saying, you may perceive this person as a monster, but everybody has context. And, it brings me back to, and I think I've spoken about it before, that series on Netflix called Monsters, where they look at serial killers. And when you really look at the kind of childhood they had and the kind of parents that they had, it's no wonder. It's no wonder. So, I mean, I can't condone their actions, obviously, but you can certainly empathize, right? And I certainly don't want to take, any, attention off the victims of their crimes, but you can certainly empathize and see the victimology, right? See how, pray, pain begets pain. Misery loves company. So you think this person has a monster, but this person has context, right? They have context. And in each of these pictures, we see the moon featured fairly prominently. So one, it tells me this person, they're incredibly psychic too. That's one. And two, there's a lot of things that people don't know may have happened to them. It's all hidden. People just see the outward behavior, but people really don't know this person and what they have been through. I feel sad for them already. All right. Let's look at their energy towards you. I'll take a card from this deck and then another from that one. Their energy towards you right now. And when they see you as the woman, and this is kind of like the Empress card in this deck. You are full-bodied, divine feminine energy, a multitasker. I don't want to say superwoman because I don't want us to idolize that kind of energy, because sometimes when we put that kind of burden, especially on women or those that associate with the feminine, it sets unrealistic standards for men, and we end up, chasing a dream or chasing an ideal that's not really real, right? And we kill ourselves out and, neglect ourselves in chasing this ideology. So I don't want to say superwoman, but I do want to say that you got your shit together. This is how they see you. You got your shit together. And they also feel like, see, she has this Ace of Pentacles at her back. They feel like there's envy here. And there's envy because they feel that you have a solid foundation behind you, right? Like you fed in some kind of silver or golden spoon kind of thing, and that you can't relate to their experience. So you are not seeing their context, and this person isn't seeing your context either, right? They think everything's all gravy and has always been all gravy with you, but they don't know the difficulties that you have gone through. And we have the Naga. So this person, they're very critical of you, okay? Very critical of you. As I said, very jealous, right? Very envious of the road that you have walked, but they don't even know what road you've walked, right? So it feels like a lot of us, and a lot of times, we're always operating kind of like in ignorance and not really appreciating each other's journey, right? So that's the energy. So that's why I say, sometimes they're mirroring back to us parts of ourselves that are kind of still in shadow. And maybe your shadow might be, seeing this person maybe two-dimensionally, what is presented to you, especially maybe from their interactions with you or what you think you know about them, but Spirit saying you don't know the full story. Okay, so you might be criticizing them or even demonizing them, but Spirit saying you don't know the full story of why they are who they are. You may just hear a person complaining or something like that, but you don't know them in their full context. So, all right. I'm going to take another card for their energy towards you. And we have here the Bone Collector. So they see you as some sort of shaman. For some of you guys, maybe you guys do spirit release therapy, but they see you as someone that has done a lot of shadow work and a lot of healing work, right? So even that they might be envious of, okay? Because to them you seem more elevated, all right? All right, let's see energy towards you. So besides seeing you as divine feminine energy, right? Besides criticizing you, we have here strength in reverse. So they see you as kind of codependent and clingy. Now, this doesn't have to be true. This is just them perceiving you, and they might be just projecting themselves onto you, right? And maybe you're doing the same thing to them, right? So we always have to have that awareness, right? So they see you as someone, a weak creature. That's how they see you, a weak creature. But in the same breath that they're seeing you as a weak creature, they also see you as someone very brave, because you are stepping into the unknown. They see you as someone taking a leap of faith. Okay, so moving from a place of being disempowered, that's what they're saying. They're seeing you moving from a place of being disempowered to a place of empowerment. Okay, and we have the 44 here in reverse, so they may even know a little bit about your origins. They could, But I feel like since they've known about you, they have seen you change and transform, whereas they may still be standing in the same spot. Okay? Alrighty. Now, let's look at some of the emotions that might be driving their energies towards you. And again, all throughout this reading, I want you to keep reflecting on yourself, okay? This is not any kind of gratuitous voyeurism. Spirit is always giving us messages for our highest good and for introspection and reflection. All right? So keep reflecting back to yourself. Is there a part of this person that feels like a shadow energy of me? All right? All right. Why do they have this energy towards you? They're uncertain. Okay? And especially as they had some rough origins, uncertainty makes them feel vulnerable, makes them feel unsafe. Okay? You are threatening their security, and this is why they have this kind of attitude towards you. You are threatening their security, and they are not taking that lightly, right? They know what it is to feel powerless. They still have that imprinted in their energy field, and you are threatening their security. So spirit, their emotions driving this energy. We have romantic. All right, so right away we know what's driving this energy is they have feelings for your person. They have romantic feelings for your person, so they do care about your person, right? Okay, it could be a little possessive, yeah, but they really do have feelings for your person. All right, what else? For some of you, they are attracted to you too. We're gonna get into that energy. What's driving this person? Well, this person, they're naturally paranoid, and again, that comes from feeling unsafe and challenged. You remember, you're always scanning your environment for threats, right? When you don't have that kind of safety and security that will allow you to thrive and be carefree, right? You have to scan for threats. So maybe they even grew up with a parent, what we said is already, that was abusive, but maybe somebody who was in addiction too, okay? And when people are in addiction, they may also bring over people who are also in addiction. So it creates a very unsafe environment. So you always have to be there scanning. Where's the threat? So the hypervigilance is there, and it's transferred to their romantic relationships. All right. What else is driving these energies here? We have solution oriented. So this person sees you as a problem that they're going to solve. They see you as a problem that they are going to solve. What else is angry? Why am I saying angering? I think they are angry. What else is driving these energies? We have greed, mine, right? We have greed. And again, it could be some sort of scarcity consciousness connected to how they grew up, right? Whether, they grew up, as I said, in neglect, or maybe some kind of affluenza, right? Where they were given everything that they wanted, including, and that extends as far as they're concerned to people too. Okay, so it's a hoarder, a kind of hoarder energy. All right, let's get into this. All right, Spirit, tell us about these. I already shuffled this, but I'm going to do it on camera, right? Let me cut it too. Energy underneath the deck, we have the Three of Wands reverse, and that is the energy of frustration and frustration building. This card was turned over. And what is this as well? This is a Nine of Pentacles reverse. Feeling insecure, feeling inferior, not loving yourself very much. All right, Spirit tells about these romantic feelings. What is this connected to? We have the Six of Wands in reverse. Okay, it feels like when this person is in a romantic relationship, all the insecurities flare. Okay, we have here the Seven of Wands, and they feel very vulnerable, and then that puts them kind of in defensive and attack mode. Okay, their feelers kind of start going haywire, and we get this kind of paranoid energy. Spirit tells us about this paranoia. We have here the Moon. So Spirit's letting you know this is their shadow, right? This is their shadow. They're paranoid. They're not trusting what's happening. Okay, And if they have to crush whatever this insurrection is, they are going to do it. Look at him here. If they have to flex their power by force, right, they're going to do it. What's this solution-oriented card that we're getting here? We have here the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. They see your person not putting in the energy, not putting in the effort like before. And again, this has alarm bells going off for them. So they're going to fix this, right? As far as they're concerned, they're going to fix this. And then we have here Greed, Star card in reverse again. That's another part of their shadow energy. Something that they're meant to heal. Okay, but this person right now, basically just feeling kind of out of control, like they don't have control over the situation, and feeling uncertain, and that really gets their feelers up. It really makes their nervous system go haywire. All right. Well then let's ask Spirit. What is this person cooking? What are they cooking? Right. What are they cooking? What are they cooking up? What are they cooking up here? We have here Four of Pentacles. Well, whatever they consider to be theirs, they are holding on to it. They ain't letting go. Four of Pentacles, they're like, this. Again, the energy, mine. Right? So it is a possession. And they certainly could be possessed as well. Yeah. All right, let's see. What are they cooking? What are they cooking up? We have here Queen of Swords in reverse. Now, Queen of Swords, she's been through a lot, eh? She's been through a lot, so she just has the same hypervigilance. But she exercises her power through her tongue, right? A tongue lashing. So for some of you guys, expect some sort of cuss out. And if you don't get it, your person will trust. Okay? We have the Five of Cups. Okay? This person's grieving. This person is grieving. Okay, so they're not in the best place. They're feeling kind of depressed. They're feeling disempowered. They feel like their safety is being threatened. Okay? They're not in the best headspace at this time. So we have the Nine of Wands. And what this is doing, this is bringing out their warrior energy. So, fight for your man. It's fight for your man energy. It's bringing out. So they intend to fight fire with fire. So for some of you guys, there might be energetic attacks. For others, they're going to reach out and attempt to do some kind of cuss out here. And for others of you, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So they feel like they can impede your progress energetically. So for some of you guys, it is some sort of energetic attack that they are planning in order for you to be halted in your tracks. Halted in your tracks. That's what they want. Halted in your tracks. What wounding is driving these energies? Right? Because no emotionally healthy person would want to do these kinds of things. So what core wounds are underlying these energies? Let's see. Remember, you're looking to see if this is also reflecting you. What core wounds are underlying these energies? And we have here you always come back. So it feels like in a lot of their relationships, they have not had closure. Okay? And it looks like there's been some abandonment and they're just kept here waiting. Okay? So a lack of closure. All right, let's see. What core wounds are driving these energies? We have here, you chose them, and we have here, betrayal and replacement. Okay? So it feels like they've had, whether in childhood, whether in their romantic relationships, where persons were given priority over them, where their needs weren't being met, right? Where they felt like they were being replaced. So maybe a person might have been part of a blended family, right? And they thought when this family was blended, the other children may have gotten attention and they didn't. So it's something like that. So somebody is always like usurping their position in a family. Okay? What else? We have in their head, we have overthinking, where we talked about, and spiraling. So we talked about them, you know, going out of control, that with the hypervigilance and the paranoia. So we come back here again. So this person, this karmic energy, all up in their head, creating all sorts of scenarios. Okay, maybe they feel like they can't express themselves well at this time. So they're doing cuss outs with you in their mind. What else? What's their core wounds? Use, then discarded. So it looks like abuse here, narcissistic abuse. Use, abuse, and discard. So they've been through that cycle already. Again, as a child, as an adult. Okay? Never really having people, genuine people in their corner, and now they feel like it's happening all over again. So this has them really discombobulated, right? Everything is kind of rearing its ugly head yet again. And then we have here, confused as hell. It says no clarity, no labels, and emotional chaos, right? So we're dealing with someone that I told you, they're not in the best headspace, but emotionally, they're not at their best either. They feel confused by everything that's happening. They're feeling kind of lost, okay? Because maybe, your person gave them a lot of attention. Maybe they were even love bombed by a person, and then suddenly, or maybe it happened over time, your person just stopped giving to this relationship. So they don't even know where they stand with your person right now. And again, remember what uncertainty does to this person. It makes them go into their shadow. It makes them self-protective. And then, they're on the defense, and then sometimes on the offense too. What's happening in their life that might be influencing some of these energies? Let's have a look. So in the extended, we'll look at what's happening in their connection with your person. But what's happening in their life? That might be influencing these energies. What's happening? We have consolation. So they feel like, they've been given a consolation prize, right? Again, or they may feel like the consolation prize, like, they're backup. They don't feel like they're first. They don't feel like they're number one. They're just a placeholder. That's how they feel. What's happening? We have here, what's happening in their life? We have a reunion. Okay. I have a class reunion today. But anyway. So it could be that they're working on a reunion with your person, which means that they may have been at loggerheads. So that might be what's going on right now. So this could be happening in actuality, or something that they're working on. We're going to ask Spirit. What else is happening? We have here scholar. Okay. So somebody might be doing some kind of educational pursuit, or they're researching something. We're going to see what it is. What else is happening here? We have the Lord of the Manor. Okay. So somebody on their high horse. And what else is happening? What else is happening here? And we have here journey, or somebody leaving or going. All right. So let's tap into this and see what's going on. Either way, there's some sort of movement or break from the status quo. Spirit, tell us a little bit more about these energies. Yes, I have my 30th. Can you imagine? Class reunion, high school reunion today. Well, it's like a series of activities. So today is a meet and greet. Now, I thought twice about going to this thing. Okay, we have here Page of Wands in reverse. And that could talk about like feeling burnt out, or it could be going back to Page of Wands in reverse is a child who was physically abused or sexually abused. Okay, so we have this as the underlying energy. Yeah, I thought twice about this thing, because I'm like, why am I trying to reconnect with people who only teased me in high school in the first freaking place? But then I remember they were also lovely people as well. So this is why I'm going. Anyways, all right, what's happening? This reunion energy. We have here the High Priestess in reverse. All right, so it looks like for a time there were no contact with your person. That's what I'm getting. They might have had some sort of falling out, but it looks like they have broken the silence here. Okay, we have here the foolish man. Okay, and it says here the spirit of ether, but this foolish man is the fool. Is the fool. So it feels like your person reconnected with this person, but it was only to tell them that they are taking some sort of leap of faith here. So this is why this person's hackles up. They told them, they are making improvements or decisions for their happiness right now. Okay? They've thought long and hard about it. So just when this person thought that a reunion was in the works, it looks like when they met up or when they broke their silence, it was for your person to tell them that they wanted to switch things up. For some of you, they may have finally broken it off with this person. So anyways, who's studying here then? We have here the last judgment. Somebody studying to bring fire and brimstone down. Okay, so I think this is them. We have here Four of Pentacles studying what can they do to keep this person in their life. Okay, and spirits let you know that this is a codependent energy that they have. Ace of Cups in reverse. Okay, so this is why this person is focused on discombobulating you, because things aren't going as they planned. They planned this big reunion with this person, this big reconciliation, and it did not go as planned. We have here Two of Wands. Somewhere they realized that this person, your person, had options, and that really bruised their ego. So just when they thought they were getting a fresh start, it was anything but. So, they feel crushed. They feel crushed because your person basically told them, hey, I'm on a different journey right now. Ace of Pentacles in reverse here, right? I'm looking out for my happiness and I'm not going to find it with you. That's the gist of what they said. So this is why this person is looking at you like that. This is why they are paranoid, because things aren't working out as planned. Let's get some advice for you. Now, in the extended, we're going to look at exactly what is happening in their connection. But I feel like we got quite a bit of information here about what's happening in their connection, even though we just looked at their life, right? So we're going to look at what's happening in the connection specifically that is, driving these energies towards you. How they're perceiving your person at this time. What do they know about you and your person? What do they know? And then we're going to look at your person's next actions towards you within a month. If you can't join me in the extended, whether on Patreon or separate link, this is going to be Spirit's message for you. Spirit saying the shadow. So that's why I kept telling you, make sure and tune in to this reading and always reflect back on yourself, because Spirit is confirming here that this person is mirroring back to you a shadow aspect of yourself, and they're helping you do your shadow work. How cool is that? I know it doesn't seem cool, but how cool is that? Okay, Spirit is saying this reading, this person is pushing you to do something new in your life, to have a fresh approach to your relationships, to have a fresh approach to yourself, a fresh approach to the things that you create, right? So Spirit is saying switch it up. Be a pioneer in your own life. If you've been doing things the same way and manifesting the same results, switch it up. Create something different. You have the power to create something different in your life. Okay? My love, that was your reading. Can I ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel and make sure your notification bell is on and it's on all. Right? That's going to ensure whenever I post, you are notified, and YouTube is not choosing what videos you consume. That's truly the spiritual algorithm and not YouTube's. Okay? All right, my loves, take care.